Hi, I'm Bob Stanton. I'm a long-haul over-the-road trucker. I entered the trucking industry in 2000. About 2002, my wife read a Reader's Digest article about sleep apnea. I had some chest pain while I was doing a hand unload at a Sears store. And because of my wife and my doctors, they sent me for a sleep study. They found that I have severe sleep apnea. The doctors classify sleep apnea with a term called AHI, apnea-hypopnea index. My AHI is about 35. 15 is considered bad enough that you shouldn't have a DOT physical license or a DOT medical card. I went through a lot of Bravo Sierra learning to deal with sleep apnea. So people started calling me to ask for help. That kind of grew, so now with another trucker out of Louisiana, Gary Hall, we've had a patient support group for truck drivers called Truckers for a Cause. That's kind of grown now that I now work part-time for a sleep apnea testing and treatment firm, Dedicated Sleep. So I'm here in San Diego. I actually brought a bobtail to downtown San Diego where my Rand McTally is telling me I shouldn't be here, to attend this fatigue management conference. Kind of here for a couple of reasons. A lot of the researchers that make do the research that FMCSA uses to base regulations on often don't understand things that make trucker sense. So I'm here to talk truck to the researchers. Since I came here under freight, we've been doing truck tours for the researchers to talk about things like why we have blackout curtains in our trucks. Well, from a sleep medicine standpoint, they call it sleep hygiene. There's things you do that will make you sleep more restfully, like making a perfectly dark area. But they don't understand the challenges of anti-idling regulations. So here in San Diego, in the wonderful Carb Domain, where you cannot idle for more than 5 minutes, they've learned why the $10,000 APU on this company truck is a very important thing. But they now understand a bit better why a single truck owner-operator might not be able to afford an APU. So hopefully some of what we've been doing here over the last couple of days may help the researchers understand better what we deal with on a day-to-day basis.
Right. And you were actually part of a panel here talking
Yes.
a bit about sleep apnea.
Well, again, I've been active advocating on behalf of drivers with sleep apnea for quite a time, and a couple of the people who organized the conference invited me to give a trucker sense perspective to one of the presentations. So I did present on practical considerations in the treatment of obstructive sleep apnea in commercial drivers. Well, one of the things I'm here to talk about is it's a Bluetooth headset. They started with a Blue Tiger Bluetooth headset, but then they added a fatigue detection system that looks at, are you still scanning your mirrors? Are you doing your good Smith system mirror checks? Because they're finding that when you're very tired or excessively fatigued, one early symptom can be you stop checking your mirrors. You kind of get that white line fever stare. Right. What we don't know scientifically yet is whether that can be, or it has been scientifically proven. So one of the presentations we'll be looking at, how do we use, again, what's called peer-reviewed research. Sure. So that means that somebody did the research and other scientists that may not agree with the original research critique it before it gets published and people then really argue about it.
Right.
That's what they're doing here. They're arguing about the research.
Right. Tell me about how you've been using this particular device, because I know you've been, it gives you feedback when things change, right? Does that...
Well, again, I'm working with the manufacturer. I got a demo, and because of my involvement with a lot of the scientific research, I at least know some of these people so I can talk their language.
Right.
So I wanted to find out, does the mirror scan seem to show I'm tired when I think I'm tired? Yeah. And at this point, I'm still not sure, in part because for me personally, when I'm super tired, I'm extremely careful. I'm really worried I'm going to screw up and lose my job by crashing. So I may be checking my mirrors more than normal when I'm really tired. Yeah. The other one is, and again, every driver has their own way of doing it, I like electronic dance music when I'm really tired. I'm a big old man bouncing in that seat, having a good old time, but it's my way of fighting fatigue at 2 or 3 in the morning. Right. So that we don't know scientifically, but it's an interesting concept.
The headset picks up the motion.
The head motion.
Yeah, it goes by motion. So if you're dancing to house music, maybe
it's picking up the house music, not the fact that I'm checking my mirrors. And the other one that is, it comes with an app that runs on my phone that shows me what my mirror scan scores are. Okay. The question is, if I have that app minimized so I don't see what my scores are, I sometimes behave differently. If I see the scores starting to drop, I sometimes go, oh, I better check my mirrors a bit. So we don't know whether is it actually doing any good, or is it just a game to play with? And again, that's part of why you do research, is to ask those questions.
Sure.